In today's gripping episode, chaos erupts in the Malhotra family as the police storm into their home with shocking accusations against RV. While the family fights desperately to protect him, Monisha plots from the shadows, twisting every moment to her advantage. Porvy, torn between guilt and fear, rushes to be by RV's side, but fate stops her in the most heartbreaking way. As Harleen collapses under the weight of trauma and ends up behind bars herself, RV sits helpless in lockup, hoping the one person who knows his truth, Poorvi, still believes in him. But with the media circling, Neha's accusations growing stronger, and the family falling apart, the question remains: is RV being framed, or is the truth far darker than anyone imagined? Stay tuned because this episode is filled with betrayal, heartbreak, and twists that change everything. Hello guys, welcome back to Precious ZTV, and don't forget to subscribe for daily update. Now let's dive in. The episode begins with the police arriving at the Malhotra house. Harleen tells them they were planning to come to the station after speaking to Monisha, while Harmon insists that someone got RV drunk and brutally beat him, blaming Armon. The inspector orders the constables to bring RV out of his room. Meanwhile, Monisha gets a call from Neha, who scolds her for not filing the complaint and refuses to pay her. Neha reveals she did file the complaint after visiting her mother and says the police must have already reached RV's house. She hangs up, leaving Monisha secretly pleased. The constables take RV from his room. Elsewhere, Poorvi tells Kushi she feels bad for leaving the Malhotra house so suddenly, even though RV's actions were wrong. Kushi then receives a shocking call and makes the driver turn around. She tells Poorvi she won't be going home. Poorvi asks why, but Kushi only says she fought with Armon, insisting Poorvi drop her off first. Downstairs, RV asks what's happening. The inspector announces he is being arrested. Harleen urges the police to arrest the real culprit who attacked RV, but the inspector explains no such attack occurred. Instead, RV is accused of attempting to rape Neha Singh. The family is stunned, insisting RV could never do such a thing. The inspector reveals they have evidence: hotel CCTV showing RV taking Neha to a room and her later screaming for help. RV is shocked, denying the accusation. Harleen faints, and as police drag RV away, Dottie collapses while trying to stop them. RV keeps shouting that he's innocent. At Kushi's house, Poorvi insists there's no way Kushi and Armon fought. Armon then tells her RV has been arrested for molestation. Poorvi is horrified and tries to rush back, but Kushi stops her, saying she believes RV may be guilty. Poorvi disagrees. Armon adds that he personally saw evidence recorded by a reporter and claims RV is indeed at fault. Poorvi runs out in distress. Outside the police station, reporters bombard RV with questions. When one drags Poorvi's name into it, RV angrily warns him not to involve his wife. Poorvi, stuck in traffic because the road is blocked, helplessly tells the driver to take a longer route. Back at home, Deepika gets the first aid box, but Monisha takes it from her. Deepika questions her intentions, asking if she plans to help RV. Monisha coldly says she will, but only when the situation worsens so she can appear as the big savior. When Deepika reminds her that Harleen is unwell, Monisha bitterly says Harleen accepted Poorvi over her and now must pay for it. Deepika insists Monisha is wrong, but Monisha refuses to listen. RV is put in the lockup. The lady inspector tells him he's behaving politely, but didn't treat the girl right. RV insists he's innocent, but she says the doctor's report will speak for itself. Alone, RV worries about what his family and Poorvi must be thinking, but consoles himself with the hope that Poorvi will trust him. RV sits in the lockup, anxious about what his family, and especially Poorvi, must be thinking. He reassures himself that Poorvi knows him well and would never doubt his character. But the situation forces him to relive the pain of when Kushi had once falsely accused him of forcing her to marry him. Poorvi, on her way to him, quietly apologizes in her heart for not listening to him earlier. But suddenly, the car she's in crashes into another vehicle. Poorvi hits her head, collapses onto the seat, and lies helpless as rainwater drips onto her through the open door. At the Malhotra house, the doctor checks Harleen and explains that she didn't suffer a heart attack, but is deeply traumatized, as if an old wound has reopened. Monisha pretends to sympathize but uses the moment to stir trouble, saying the media is blaming RV's character and claiming Porvy has left him. Harleen wakes up in distress, repeatedly asking for RV and insisting on going to him. Despite everyone's attempt to calm her, she refuses to rest and heads straight to the police station. There, the family demands answers, but the inspector reminds them it's a police station, not their home. Harleen fiercely defends RV, insisting he could never commit such a crime. The inspector, however, says RV has a past record, and that this time she intends to make sure he faces punishment. When Harleen becomes aggressive, she threatens to arrest her. The family, Vikrant, Yug, Vaishali, Vishaka, and Dadu, all defend RV's character, calling him a man who respects women. The inspector admits RV appears well-mannered, but says marks were found on Neha Singh's body and several witnesses saw RV with her. Meanwhile, reporters begin questioning why Poorvi hasn't come, adding fuel to the rumors. RV calls Harleen from lockup and begs her to go home because of her health. But Monisha's mother takes the chance to poison his mind, pointing out that everyone came except Poorvi. Harleen, unable to control her emotions, insists on seeing her son and confronts Neha directly. The inspector loses patience and arrests Harleen on the spot, placing her into a cell. Poorvi finally regains consciousness by the roadside. Dizzy, bleeding, and soaked from the rain, she struggles to stand but keeps repeating that she needs to get to RV. She tries stopping cars for help, but no one responds. Crying and desperate, she runs along the road until she finally manages to get an auto and heads straight toward him.